Good afternoon, good late afternoon. It's pretty much evening. Look, I am so sorry for not posting the morning video, but I am at least posting today. And to be honest with you, I've been up all day. Oh my gosh, I always look at myself to see if I have bags in this video. But it's your boy L to the B. I woke up this morning around 4:30 and I went to bed late. So I've only had about 4 hours of sleep. But it's okay. I'm functioning. I took like a 1 hour nap or whatever. The girl I went out to the movies with over the weekend wanted to go out tonight, have some fun at a trivia night. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be more obliged to go do that. So I'm gonna go out tonight, but some things that like kind of gave me pause. First of all, this is my thank you and gratitude video, so I gotta say some stuff. I did say before about what the doc said about my health. Everything was it's been good there. My neck pain and everything like that. I mean, I'm able to function again. And to be honest, y'all, I really didn't think I'd be making this kind of progress in this short amount of time. So I'm excited to have that going on. Trying to think if there's anything else. Like, I'm just overall very grateful, thankful. In the video game, the things that were really irking me to try to get, I've pretty much got. I also got a chance to really see what the game brought on its hardest level a little bit earlier, and it is extremely difficult. Talking about dying every 2 seconds, but it's okay. I think I'm going to be able to at least learn that process and get a little bit better. But gosh, I'll tell you this. I want to say this is one of the main reasons why I turned the video on. I thought earlier that to make the video, and I was just like, nah, I'll get it later. That's the problem. This is why the video is coming out this late. Because I almost said, I'll get it later. I'll get it later. And then later never came. So I don't want to stop my consistency. That overruns any kind of complacency, delayedness, whatever the heck I've got going on. LB can't afford to do that. He's got some missions and objectives in his life. And so this is something that I want as a commitment. And if I can make commitments here, I know that I'll be able to make commitments everywhere else. Because I'm not a very consistent type of person unless you get me into the driver's seat of your own situation. If it's something where you're like, hey man, I need your help with this. Hey man, this is what I'm looking for. And I've got a sense of duty to you. Whew, I'm going to be on the scene till we got everything perfect. So that's kind of how I operate with my life in general. But I need to start holding myself accountable to the same measures. And I try to balance that out with not having too much guilt. But something I wanted to mention, I keep bouncing around, but I'm going to mention this right now, is the girl, she texts me all the time here and there, but she sent me a message before I'm even going out tonight. And it was about how she was feeling uncomfortable about sharing a long story about something that happened to her, what prompted her to end that relationship or to be able to get away from it. But whatever it is, it was severe and traumatic. But this is what is. I'm gonna say I have to be honest here. I have only known her to have past relationships that are traumatic. Like, I have never heard of one relationship where the things went left or right or something else changed and the previous partner was just somebody that kind of got away, except for me. And I wasn't in the relationship, So I don't know if it's like, again, when our empaths are attracted and they get into these narcissistic relationships despite their own wisdom and knowing better. I don't know. Or is she maybe one of the higher functioning narcissists? I don't know. But it's very hurt. She said she's got a lot of anxiety about having to talk about it. I'm like, I told her, you don't need to tell me anything. Like, I don't really care. Like, I care about her, but she doesn't say anything. I'm not even pressured to hear her side of the story. And I started thinking, like, is this like something that people go through whenever they're like in their breakups or in these bad relationships? I have no idea. Like, you kind of like always find yourself talking about it to somebody, and bringing it up, and then you thinking you're moving on past it because you told yourself, if I'm talking about it, I'm not over it. And if people I haven't seen in a while need to know what happened, then I'm bringing it back up, and that might bring up all the suppressed and repressed trauma that I went through. That's not stuff you work through. So this lets me automatically know she's not 100, even if she's telling me she's 100. You don't put all the monsters behind a closed door, lock the key, and say you're recovered. You don't say that your trauma is all better when you're keeping all the beasts there. They're still right. You haven't gotten rid of them. You're just keeping them contained. And when those guys get out, they're already out in a way. They're busy scratching at the door. They're clawing at the walls. They're making all kinds of noise. Nobody can see them, but they can see it manifest through your body language. That is why suppression repression is a very dangerous area, because people don't address the real energy that is still there, and they've just kind of like swept it under the rug or moved it around and just like pretended that no, it's still vibrating. And to think like, well, how do you get rid of something like that? You have to let it out. You have to let that thing of whatever that is vibrate in its existence within you and without you, and allow that feeling to come. Let it sit on your lap. Allow it to kiss you on the forehead, give you a hug, and then maybe give it a hug and say, oh, you're such a evil son of a bitch. You really did make me feel bad, but you're here. You know, it is what it is. So how you doing, man? And it's just like, and then like love disarms a lot of things. And if you can learn to love your experiences for what they were, even if they were the worst thing that ever happened, and if you can learn to love those things and find the silver linings in that stuff, then what was there is truly gone. Because honestly, the events are in the past. They really are, in some sense of the mind and spirit, they are gone. And the only person that keeps them there or keeps bringing them back is the person. Honestly, it's us, it's the user. And especially if they're trying to run off and they're trying to get away, they're trying to say, hey, I'm in the past, and the past is running towards the present and the future, but you keep holding me behind these locked doors. Then they're not going to get away, and they're going to sit longer than they needed to, and then they're going to try to figure out to themselves, well, if I've got to be here, I might as well grow some roots. And pretty soon those roots cause things called identity. And when you're having an identity issue, that your life and all of the things that you start to encounter with it are associated with that moment. It robs you of your present, and it steals you of your future, unfortunately. So anyways, that's all I have to say. This is kind of like my analysis before I get there. And it's like her message gave me anxiety. I was like, oh, because, I feel people's comments. I feel their messages. And it was like, I could feel it. I actually woke up from my nap that I had an alarm set out of kind of a panic that I might be late. But then it was also in my head that she sent me something. She sent me a message. I didn't even know, but we're very connected that way. And then sure enough, there was another message, and it was this anxiety energy. And I felt that before I even looked at it. So anyways, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever you call it. Thanks for, chit-chatting with me or just listening to me chit-chat. And I want you guys to have a great rest of the day, and hopefully you have a good tomorrow as well. But made my video, and I'm out. Peace.